Hi Flavio, it's great to have you here. And how are you doing? And could you please tell us a bit about yourself?
Hi, Akshet. Pleased to be here. I'm Flavio Espeche. I'm from Argentina, and I live in fact in a city uh, at the southeast of Argentina,
Okay,
named Rio Gallegos. Uh, I my background is a programmer, but later I specialized myself in robotic and especially in teaching programming
okay,
and robotics.
okay,
My grade is related to renewable energies,
okay.
and this year particularly, I'm working exclusively in teaching in two universities and in a high school here in Rio Gallegos.
That is very interesting. Thank you for sharing that. So, how did your journey start? How did you get into robotics or programming in general? What was the story like?
I when back in time when I obtained my grade in renewables, my final project, my thesis, was a simulation in an old SCADA system
Okay,
uh, who controls theoretical electric grid um, powered by solar cells. Uh, with this, I obtained my grade. When I start work, I start in a company um, who work in water purification.
okay,
Uh, so my job was in a very small area dedicated to develop some special systems and related to electromechanical maintenance. So I was related to automation, some kind. Later, I changed the my work uh, to another enterprise, but like a side project of life, I was related to education
okay,
in subjects uh, like informatics, robotics. No, robotics. No, informatics. Basically, programming fundamentals.
okay,
Later, 10 or 12 years ago, I find Arduino.
okay,
The first times, like a programmer, I see the dashboard, and I ask myself, what is for? Uh, I don't understand at a first glance what the boards are, but slowly they win my heart. And in a few years later, I know the ESP32, and this was blowing my mind. The possibility to be connected to Wi-Fi, to Bluetooth, to expand the project, including IoT features and so on, was uh, mind blowing for me. Um, then I start to learn about this board. My basis in programmation was in Python,
okay,
so I have to back to my youth and uh, relearn C, C++. Was a lovely encounter with good roots. Um, and then uh, with the time, I start to including in my classes with my students these topics, and the students receive them well and say, "Oh, we can make our robot. That's amazing!" And well, this year. I decide to dedicate all my work time to the education.
Okay. That's a very interesting story. So it started off from studying about renewables, then you worked in the water field, then you studied programming, then you came across Arduino, and you started your passion of teaching. You went into academic world, and now you teach students robotics, and you've been working on Arduino since I think 10, 12 years.
I work with Arduinos in course like fundamentals of robotics.
Okay,
I use ESP32 in more advanced courses
okay,
like fundamentals or IoT or fundamentals of domotics or home automation.
okay,
Uh, and I work with Raspberry
okay.
Pi,
Mm-hmm.
Raspberry Pi 4 or 5 in some courses related to home automation or domotics, but uh, I hope sometime in the future uh, be capable to work with AI using Raspberry Pi.
Okay, okay. That's amazing. So very interesting work. And what level of students do you teach?
I start for the beginning. I started in school,
Okay,
pre-university courses.
okay,
Uh, then Universidad de La Rioja, University of La Rioja here in Argentina,
okay,
contact me and offer me the possibility to teach about robotics in a diploma. A diploma is superior formation
hmm,
about this topic. So I say yes, of course. And the team group of colleagues was very incredible people. So I learned a lot about them, um, and from the 2021, if I remember, uh, I'm in this group.
okay,
At the same time, approximately uh, after the pandemic,
hmm,
I start to teach in a high school.
okay,
Um, a high school here in Argentina is named Escuela Secundaria.
okay,
Uh, and particularly this year, I start to teach in a Escuela Secundaria del Viento, uh, um, High School of Winds. We'll see a approximate translation.
okay. No
Uh,
worries.
because here in the south the wind is constantly, so it's
Hmm.
a it's an element of our lives.
Okay,
In this school, we are teaching to young students between 12 to 17, 18 years old, who will be technicians in agronomics,
okay,
uh, with orientation in uh, disruptive technologies. We'll
okay,
see big data, IoT, AI, uh, all technologies who will be applied to the agronomical needs. Uh, so uh, in this scenario, there is a lot of technology which we can use to teach. Um, Asking to your question, we start with Arduino. Later, we present ESP32, STM32, Raspberry Pi, and later frameworks or middlewares like Home Assistant, databases like Postgres, MongoDB, InfluxDB. to work with that with data, Grafana to see or make dashboards and so on.
Okay, okay, that's very interesting. So even I have used some databases and Grafana for data visualization, so I can totally relate with the excitement of that project. Just a quick question for you. How did you get into the field of teaching and academics, and how did you decide that you don't want to do a job or do something else, but you want to teach? How did you find that passion?
Uh, Personally, because luckily, many of my teachers uh, transmit to us the passion to teach. They were excellent professionals, but they have the generosity to share his knowledge to to us. We are students in that time, so it's a kind of back to others. These things which was give us to us. Uh, that's my spirit back.
Okay, that's very nice. Thank you for sharing that. And I believe that you have a few projects and videos and photos that you want to share. Would you like to share them, please?
Yes, of course. Uh, the pictures and videos was taken from the work of the students.
Okay,
So give me a few minutes. I share the screen.
no problem.
These are my childs.
Okay.
the, these these works are simulations and physical projects made by my students in high school in Escuela del Viento.
Okay.
Uh, they are students from first and second year. So many of them have not idea before this that they can make robots by themselves. So as you can see, the schematics are very simple, but for these kids, see that LID is on and off, and they can control that is wonderful. You can see in her eyes the fire starting at the start of a journey. They are preparing themselves to be professionals later.
Got it.
So this is a little step, but at the same time, it's a bigger step in her lives.
Yeah. And what software are you using? What platform are you using? Can you just talk a bit more about it?
Yes, in this case, we use Tinkercad because it's free access to create an account, and because Tinkercad has the possibility to build 3D models too.
Okay.
So with these 3D models, we can go later to a 3D printer and make the process complete.
Okay.
And and Tinkercad have the possibility to make programs using blocks, see, programming blocks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very easy to the kids, to the students, understand what is the logic behind the program.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that.
Look,
Yeah.
in this picture, you can see the blocks and the logic in a sequence,
Yes.
like a semaphore,
Got it.
a
Yes.
traffic light. Sorry. Well, and of course, uh, we support the STEAM education. So related to programming and robotics, We have experience related to physics, math, engineering, and so on. Here you can see testing LID with a multimeter
Yeah.
to see which color is at least and if the LID is working.
Okay. Okay. Simple but
There,
important things.
exactly. Because wow, my program is not working, but the logic is okay. Do you try if the LID is working? Oh, this is the problem.
Yeah.
Here is with in this picture you can see the kids are I say the kids to my students um, are working with an Arduino board
Hmm.
translating the simulated simulated circuit into a real circuit in the real world, like you can
Okay.
say. Well, uh, very much. And to see that the programs work, it's a very
Okay.
simple sequence, but for the kids, it's
Magic.
it's a cause of joy.
Yeah. Yeah.
it,
I
it,
agree.
I like this expression. Well, I stop sharing.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. That was
Of
very
course.
nice. And so the focus, I think the key takeaway from this would be to just start with simulations. If you don't have anything, you can use softwares like or platforms like Tinkercad, wherein you don't require to pay anything. You don't need to have something physical ready,
Exactly.
and you can just get started with learning. And I think they also have some template circuits built on the platform, which helps you get started. So
Yes, we use Tinkercad. Uh, uh, we use as simulators Tinkercad and Walkwe
okay, okay,
because
yeah,
it's free too,
yeah,
and it has some features that are better
hmm,
than Tinkercad, and Tinkercad had features that are better than Walkwe. So uh, the objective is that the students have like a Swiss Army knife,
hmm,
very options
yeah,
to select mm, uh, to select the better.
yeah, got it. So you said that you also work with Raspberry Pis and ESP32 and all STM32. So what sort of projects do you work on that are not basic? So a bit more complicated. What kind of projects do you work on?
We work with yeah, we because here in Rio Gallegos there is a little maker community,
Okay.
so we are involved in the same project in same projects. We use Raspberry Pi like a home assistant server
Hmm.
when we need something physical, and ESP32 or maybe ESP8266
Yeah.
as well, like devices who had attached some servers, some excuses, some sensors or actuators uh, to make to obtain data for later analysis.
Okay. Okay.
Um, Home Assistant is a very good option
Hmm.
because don't care if you don't know how to program an ESP32, because in Home Assistant you only need to explain in a YAML file uh, which are attached to that device,
Hmm.
and the program is generated automatically by the same application.
Okay.
So it's improvement in time development.
Hmm.
Maybe for programmers like me, the first time was, hey, what the machine is writing, is making my job, but later it's a great advantage.
Got it. Okay.
In fact, in Escuela del Viento, one of the main projects for the students when they obtain his grade is to design and build and using Home Assistant and other technologies uh, and control for a greenhouse
Okay.
because here there are very very low temperatures. We in the winter we can reach minus 12 or minus 20 degrees Celsius, so it's very very cold, and we need a greenhouse for some plants, uh,
Yeah.
and
Makes
the
sense.
idea is just automate all the working of the greenhouse.
Okay. Okay. That's very nice. So what you learn, you also contribute in some way to your country, basically.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Or the products of the greenhouse uh, can be eat by by the same students because it's all controlled, and they are the owners, we can say, because they follow all the process from the very very start to the end.
Okay.
And also it's useful is useful as a working experience for them.
Yeah.
Like one time they have their grade, they can say with the truth, I know how to make the things. I have
Yes.
not only the idea or the
Hmm.
concepts or the academic definitions. I I I know how to make the things. I can use my hands, and more important, I can use this my brain.
Yes. So the key takeaway again would be to try it in simulation, work it on, use your hands to do it, hands-on experience, implement things, and try to
Exactly.
contribute to something bigger. So,
Yes, and if you fail, try again.
yeah,
Try again. Try and try until you make the goal.
right.
That's the error, the fail is a very important part of the process of learning.
Yeah.
Uh, and we try to me and my colleagues, Ivan, Mireya, Manuel, Rodrigo, they are that's are their names. We work in with this in mind.
Okay.
If you broke LID, no problem. Take another. Try again. If you don't make that work at the first time, clear, start again. But never, never surrender.
Yeah.
That is a key concept in technology learning.
You're
Uh,
absolutely right. Never give up. Yes.
Never give up. Never give up.
Always approach the problem from just trace back your steps, try it again, do something different, and then try to rectify the problem.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that's good advice. That's very good advice because that was something that I was going to ask you because you deal with so many students and they are bound to fail at some point or the other. So how do you keep them
Yes.
motivated? What do you tell them? And how do you show them the right path? Or you just let them to figure things out on their own? Or do you teach them? Do you tell them the answer? How do you deal with this situation?
Sometimes there are kids who feel nothing about the technology.
Okay.
Sounds rare, but of course. In this case, we don't lose the focus that the education is STEAM. So there are many areas in which they can bright then. You are not a good programmer, no problem. You could be a good designer.
Yeah.
You are not a good designer, no problem. You can be a good leader to coordinate all the work. You are not a good leader, you are lower profile. Yes, you can take the register of everything you talk, you imagine, you experience. So every role in this process is important. Uh, we can find the ability of the student when they can bright in the future,
Okay.
and avoid this situation when, oh, you can program, bye. No, you can program, come here, try another thing,
Hmm.
in try that, in you are good. That is the spirit.
Okay. I understand. Always be hungry for knowledge, to know more, to explore different things. Try to keep
Exactly.
yourself updated with new technologies and try something new every time you
Try
think that
something
you
new.
you know this.
Exactly. Try something new.
Yeah.
Maybe in your journey to find the knowledge, you find the better solution than this,
Yeah.
and that's a goal too.
Yes, absolutely. That's very nice. That's very nice perspective. Thank you for sharing that. And now, if there's someone who don't know where to start, they know that they are interested in electronics or robotics or IoT, but they are at the beginner level, step one. So how can they start?
How can you start? Well, if you say never about you hear never about robotics programming, I think you can see some videos, YouTube, for instance, to hear about how is this field, and later try the simulators, and back, don't give up. Try the simulators. Try the
Yes.
simulators. Try. And when you feel you are stuck, read. Read the documentation. Read the tutorial. Try to follow the tutorials. And then when you achieve the goal, try to understand what do you do, and then write and try to level up. I put on a LED. Well, try to put three LED on in a sequence.
Hmm.
I made three LED on. Okay, try to on off in different order. Okay, and so on, so on. Little steps, little step, but never give up. Try again, and in some time you will find yourself building a machine to help in your house, a machine to who is capable to learn by herself, by itself.
Hmm. That's good because this you touched upon a very important point, which is to always keep leveling up and not give up when you do something. And if you can
Exactly.
do one thing, try to do something else on top of that and keep increasing your standard and keep growing. So that's very good.
When you start in robotics, in IoT, on everything related to technology, you must know that this is a way where when the lifelong learning is a law.
Yeah.
Every day you discover new things. Every day you discover you are capable to make something new. That's the fire behind the technology.
That that's good motivation. Thank you. That is really
That's
good.
good motivation.
Yeah. Another quick question. What do you use to learn, what resources do you use to upskill yourself, your own self?
Yes. Because I'm an old man, I I used to read books.
Okay.
I like to read books in physical or digital, but books.
Okay.
Uh, and in the many kind of books they are, I like the hands-on. So you can see the examples, but you have to make the examples, make work. Um, if you are recently starting, and if you don't speak English, uh, you can follow Luis Llamas, who is a Spanish engineer who write about robotics and
Okay.
is a very, very good source of tutorials.
Okay.
But if you read English or you understand English, my suggest is random nerds tutorials,
Yeah.
uh, and of course the official documentation of every technology or platform with you are working on. uh, Arduino, Expressive, Adafruit, and so on.
Got it. Got it. You sound like an excellent teacher. That's very good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I am sure your students are learning a lot from you.
I hope that.
I'm sure about that. So I think we are coming to the end of the call, and I would just like to ask, what do you plan to do in the future? What's next for you? Do you continue to teach, or do you have other plans?
I hope to continue teach, but I am in a self learning.
Okay,
I'm trying to learn Rust, and I started to make some experience with Rust too,
okay,
to level up some projects that are they in a box, para to offer also an actualized version of the state of the art in robotics to my learners.
okay,
Uh, but that is my idea. Uh,
okay,
there is the idea of reading something, maybe a blog or a book, but it's far in the time now.
okay, okay. So I hope you get to that part and do
Thanks.
finish and write a book, because that would be very helpful based on all your experiences teaching and just figuring things out on your own. That would be really nice. So
Thank you.
I wish you all the best, and thank you for taking out the time and sharing your experiences with the students, sharing all those projects. So I think this is a good opportunity for beginners. This is a beginner tutorial on how to get started with the field of robotics by
Exactly.
just having an internet connection. You don't need anything else. You just need a determination and an internet connection, and you can conquer the world.
So, exactly. Only with your determination
Yes.
and the resources in that they are all in online at or the cloud, like we say now.
Yeah.
Uh, we have the enormous opportunity to learn everything we want. It's at the fingertip
Fingertips. Yes.
distance.
That's you are absolutely right, and that's great motivation. Thank you so much. And once again, thank you for taking the time out, and it was great to have you here.
A pleasure,